Chosen, the moment you were waiting for has arrived. The wait is over. For a long time, you felt like you were trapped in invisible chains, held by forces that insisted on keeping you in the shadows while others shined effortlessly. But now, the gears are turning in your favor. God is moving. The walls that seemed insurmountable are falling. The days of others controlling your destiny, criticizing your decisions, and limiting your light are over. Now, they will have to move, because the space that was once theirs is now yours. There are no more excuses, no more postponements, as you are being called to take the place that belongs to you. Do you remember every word of criticism, every look of contempt, every time they underestimated your journey? These moments of humiliation seemed endless, as if they were part of a cruel plot where his success was always delayed, always out of reach. But what you didn't know is that God was watching, patiently waiting for the right moment to act. He was seeing those who stood against you, those who thought they could extinguish your light with petty words and actions. Today, these people are being exposed. What was hidden is being revealed. Those you thought were friends or allies, but who were secretly rooting against you, are now being unmasked by divine justice. Chosen, you are different. You always knew that. From the beginning, the path you follow is unique, marked by battles that many would not be able to endure. But now, that path is opening up in ways that once seemed impossible. The forces that kept him trapped are losing their power. What once felt like an emotional and spiritual prison is being dismantled. Those who once stood as barriers in your life, who used your weaknesses against you, are being removed. They had their time of dominance, but now their time is up. God is opening doors that only you can pass through. It's time to free yourself from the ties that have held you back for so long. For a long time you let yourself be influenced by the expectations and opinions of people who did not understand the grandeur of your purpose. But that cycle has ended. There is no more room for doubt. God is speaking directly to your heart, reminding you that you have been set apart, chosen for something greater. The voices that tried to sink you are now nothing more than distant echoes. You are about to enter a phase of restoration, where every wound will be healed, and every scar will become a symbol of your victory. What seemed like an irreparable loss is turning into its greatest strength. While the world around you tries to understand what is happening, you already know the answer. God is moving mountains in your life. The battles you faced were not in vain, they prepared you for this very moment. With every criticism you overcame, with every difficulty that shaped you, you became stronger. You are not the same anymore. The darkness that tried to suffocate you has been dispelled by the divine light that now radiates from you. Chosen, this is your moment. You have been called, prepared, and now it is your turn to stand up and take possession of what is rightfully yours. God is dismantling every trap, every invisible net that was woven to trap you. Those voices that rose up against you, that tried to convince you that you were not enough, that your purpose was lesser, are being silenced. The shadows that once seemed so threatening are now being dispelled by the light of truth. You are being untied from every chain that held you captive. And as this happens, you realize that the struggle you faced was not just against the people around you, but against the spiritual forces that tried to stifle your brilliance. But now, they no longer have power. The divine light that surrounds you is breaking all these chains. Chosen one, pay attention to the signs around you. People who once stood like giants in your life, trying to control or manipulate you, are falling. Those who tried to use your fears and insecurities against you are being exposed. Their true intentions are being revealed, and the masks they used to hide are being removed. God is allowing you to see clearly, to recognize who has truly been there for you and who has been just an obstacle on your journey. Now, you can discern clearly, without the distractions and illusions that once confused you. The truth is before you, and with it comes freedom. You spent a long time believing that you didn't have the strength to move forward, that the mountains in front of you were too big. But what you didn't realize, chosen one, is that while you thought you were being defeated, God was building an invisible strength within you. He was molding you, strengthening you from the inside out. Now, that strength is about to be revealed. The power that God has placed within you is not something small or insignificant. In fact, it is a force that cannot be contained by anyone else. The battles you faced were the training ground where God prepared you for this moment. You didn't just survive them, you grew through them. This is the time of restoration. Every tear, every sleepless night, every desperate prayer was heard. What you have lost will be returned to you multiplied. The scars he bears now bear witness to his survival, and more than that, to his imminent victory. God is lifting you up in a way that no one can stop. The restoration that comes is not just material, but spiritual and emotional. Your heart, once broken, is now being restored and healed. People around you will start to notice the difference. They can no longer see you as they used to, because you are no longer the same person. You have been transformed, refined by the fire of trials, and now you shine with the light of divine victory. But remember, chosen one, that this restoration is not just for your own satisfaction. What God is doing in your life is bigger than you imagine. Your healing, your prosperity, are visible signs of God's power in action, and many around you will be touched by it. Your triumph is not just yours, it is a testimony to those who are lost, who doubt, who also need living proof that the impossible can happen. Your life will be a beacon, a constant reminder that God remains faithful to those he chooses, that divine justice is certain and that no evil prevails against his own. You are being lifted up for a much greater purpose. Now that the chains have been broken, you need to leave behind everything that kept you trapped. This is not the time to look back with regrets or hurt feelings. God is calling you to a new level of understanding, where old wounds and painful memories no longer have power over you. You have been freed not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. The healing that is happening within you is not superficial, it is deep and transformative. All those times you thought you were alone, facing storms without support, God was quietly strengthening you, preparing you for this very moment. You are stronger than ever. But the strength that now resides within you was not given for you to simply survive, it was actually given for you to thrive. God's plans for you have always been bigger than you imagined, and now, with the path clear, you can begin to see them clearly. What once seemed impossible now starts to make sense. Pieces that seemed disjointed are coming together to form a complete picture. You see with new eyes. The life you dreamed of, which seemed so far away, is within your reach. But remember, this isn't just about you. Every victory you achieve is a living testimony of God's grace, a proof of what he can do in the lives of those he chooses. Chosen, the strength you carry is visible to others. It's not something you can hide, and it makes people around you react in different ways. Some will be drawn to your light, seeking help, inspiration, and comfort. Others, however, may feel intimidated, even threatened. And that's when you need to remember that your journey is not about pleasing everyone. Your role as the chosen one is to follow the path that has been laid out for you, even if it means being misunderstood by many. Not everyone can handle the greatness of a chosen spirit, and that's okay. Your mission is bigger than other people's opinions. The light you carry is powerful, but it also requires wisdom. Not everyone who approaches you does so with good intentions. Some people will be attracted to your light only to try to extinguish it. They will feel uncomfortable with your confidence, with your inner peace, and will try, in subtle or direct ways, to steal that from you. But God gave you something precious, discernment. This gift will allow you to see beyond superficial words and actions, allowing you to know who truly deserves to be by your side on this journey. Use this discernment wisely, chosen one, for it will be your protection against those who would try to undermine what God is doing in your life. The battles you have faced so far have not been in vain. Each of them served to prepare you for the moment when you would finally take possession of what is rightfully yours. Now that your turn has come, you realize that everything that seemed like a defeat, a loss, was actually a lesson, a construction tool. God was preparing you in ways that you couldn't understand at the time, but that now make perfect sense. The weight of the trials you have endured has become the foundation upon which you are building a new life. This foundation is solid, unshakable, because it was shaped by God. Now that you are standing on solid ground, understand that every step you take from now on will be decisive. You are entering a new phase of your life, a phase of authority and spiritual leadership. The transformation that has occurred within you is beginning to manifest around you. Doors that were previously closed are opening, and what seemed impossible now becomes achievable. But remember, this is not just a sign of victory, it is also a responsibility. God chose you to be a beacon, a light that guides others out of the darkness. Your walk is not just for you, it is for everyone connected to your destination. Chosen one, those who once underestimated you now begin to realize the mistake they made. Those who mocked your silence, who criticized your patience and questioned your faith, now see that you were in preparation. The time you apparently spent in the shadow was not wasted time, it was a time of growth, of strengthening. And now that you have emerged, your light is brighter than ever. They will no longer be able to ignore your presence, because God has placed you in a position where your voice will be heard, where your presence will be noticed. But with this comes the need for wisdom and humility, because this new phase requires discernment to deal with the challenges that accompany success. Before you continue, if you feel that your journey as a chosen is often lonely and challenging, our ebook is the practical guide you need. Discover how to deal with the challenges of being a chosen and how to connect with your greater mission. Additionally, when purchasing the ebook, access to our community on Discord, where other chosen share experiences and support each other in a welcoming and safe environment. Check out the link in the first pinned comment and start transforming your journey now. Many times during your journey, you have looked around and wondered why things seemed so difficult to you, while others seemed to walk with ease. You saw people thriving effortlessly while you faced struggle after struggle. But now, the truth reveals itself, you have been chosen for something much greater. His battles were proportionate to his greatness. God allowed you to face such great challenges because he knew you had the ability to overcome them. Now, this inner strength that was built through the fire of trials is manifesting in a big way. You were not made for an ordinary life, and that is why your path was anything but ordinary. The prosperity that is coming is not just material, it is prosperity that involves every aspect of your life. It is the restoration of peace that seemed lost for so long. It's the return of genuine joy, the reassurance that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. The time for feeling out of place is over. God is repositioning you so that you flourish in the terrain he has prepared for you. And, chosen one, this prosperity will not be temporary or fleeting. What is being built now in your life is lasting, because it is founded on divine truth and eternal purpose. You are walking on sacred ground, where the fruits you reap are direct blessings from God. Understand that, even if the world around you doesn't yet see the magnitude of what is happening, you already feel it within yourself. The transformation began within you and is now spreading. Don't worry if some still can't notice the change, because you don't need external validation. What is happening in your life is much bigger than what human eyes can capture. God is building something in you that will surprise even the most skeptical. Those who doubted their ability, their faith, will have to witness the grandeur of what is to come. And when that happens, there will be no denying that it was the hand of God that lifted you up. Chosen one, even if the circumstances around you have not yet completely changed, know that God is working behind the scenes. Visible transformation always begins with an internal change, and that change has already happened within you. External circumstances cannot resist what God has already set in motion. What you are experiencing now is a transition process, a time where things that were built in your spirit begin to manifest in the physical world. External barriers, whether financial, emotional, or relational, are falling. What once seemed impossible now becomes inevitable. There is no going back. God is moving everything in your favor. It is important that you keep your vision clear. In this moment of transition, many distractions may arise to try to divert you from your purpose. People who previously ignored your journey may try to resurface, feigning support. Others will try to distract you with easy promises, seemingly good opportunities, but which are not aligned with the divine plan for your life. The discernment that God gave you is essential here. You need to keep your eyes fixed on what is true and avoid shortcuts that seem promising, but in fact only take you away from what really matters. Remember that your mission is bigger, and not everything that glitters is gold. Chosen, your faith is your anchor. No matter what happens around you, you are firmly rooted in something much greater than your circumstances. The trust you have in God, in His perfect plan, is what sustains you in the storms. And even though some of these storms are still on the horizon, you no longer fear. What once paralyzed you now no longer has power over you. Your faith, which was forged in the fire of difficulties, is unshakable. God is showing you that you can fully trust Him, because He is already in control of everything. And this faith is what will allow you to walk with confidence, even when the path is not yet completely visible. The next steps you take will be crucial. God is guiding you precisely, and every choice you make from now on will be a reflection of this divine guidance. What once seemed confusing or nebulous now begins to become clear. The path ahead is opening up, and you realize you are no longer walking alone. God is going before you, removing the invisible obstacles, preparing the ground. You just have to keep trusting and following. The choices you make right now are not trivial. They are part of a larger plan that is being orchestrated by God. And you, chosen one, are at the center of that plan. At this point, it is important that you recognize the strength you possess. It wasn't easy to get here, and you know that better than anyone. But now, you are in a place of authority. God didn't just deliver you from adversity, He raised you up as an example of what His grace can do. And with this new position comes new responsibility. You are chosen to lead, to be a voice of hope, a living proof that God remains faithful to His own. Your journey was not in vain, and the battles you faced serve to shape you as a leader, someone who can guide others along paths you have already walked. This is your time to shine. As opposing forces are removed, God not only frees you from bondage, but also equips you for what is to come. Divine justice is not just about undoing the harm that has been done, but also about elevating you to a new level, where your impact will be amplified. Everything that was held back, delayed or prevented from reaching you is now being released. Those who limited you will have to watch as you are honored and exalted. And when they ask how this was possible, you will know it was by the hand of God. This is your time to claim what is yours, to move without fear and without hesitation, because what has been promised to you is finally in your hands. Chosen one, you are being called to be more than a survivor. Now is the time to thrive. God's justice not only restores what was lost, but multiplies it. The fruits of your faith and perseverance are ready to be harvested. But understand, this harvest is not just for you. Those around you who walk in the darkness of doubt will witness the abundance that flows from your life and will be drawn to the light you carry. Your success will be a living testimony to God's faithfulness, and many will be touched by it. Your growth can no longer be contained, because it is not just about you, but it is about the impact you are destined to make on the world. The opposition you have faced thus far was a testament to your light. The stronger the resistance, the more powerful your presence. The reason so many turned against you is not because you were wrong, but because you were right. His light, from the beginning, disturbed those who were not prepared to deal with the greatness of His purpose. Now, God is showing you that this opposition was part of the process of strengthening you. With each battle you won, each obstacle you overcame, your light intensified. And now, there are no more shadows capable of hiding the shine you carry. The time has come for you to take control of your emotions and your destiny. Everything that once seemed out of your reach is now at your command. God not only freed you from external limitations, He also gave you the power to control your own emotions, to no longer be a slave to the feelings that previously paralyzed you. Now you walk with unshakable confidence, knowing that your inner strength is indestructible. What used to shake you now drives you. There is no more room for fear, because you know that God is in control, guiding your every step. As the world around you adjusts to the new reality that God is creating in your life, you realize that everything you have been through has served to shape you for this very moment. Every tear, every fight, every moment of doubt was part of a bigger plan. Now, with renewed clarity, you understand that everything that seemed like a defeat was actually a victory in disguise. God was quietly preparing you, and now, the world will begin to see what He always knew, that you are chosen for great things. Chosen one, this is the moment you have waited for so long. Now that the opposing forces have been removed, the path ahead is clear for you to move forward without fear. Every step you take from now on will be guided by a greater force, because God is moving everything in your favor. Divine justice is already at work, and everything that was taken from you, Everything that was prevented from flourishing will now be restored in abundance. But remember, this journey is not just about you. God chose you to be a leader, to inspire others, to be a living proof of what He can do in the lives of those who trust in Him. The blessings that are being released into your life cannot be contained. Where there was once scarcity, there will now be abundance. Where there was once fear, now there is courage. Where there was once doubt, now there is certainty. God is multiplying every seed you planted with faith. And this harvest will be so vast that it will overflow, touching the lives of everyone around it. People will see your transformation and be impacted by what God has done in your life. Your light will become a beacon of hope for those who are still trapped in the shadows of doubt and confusion. You have been chosen to be a source of inspiration and to bring profound change, not only in your own life, but also in the lives of many others. Now that the path is clear, it's time to take possession of everything that belongs to you. There is no more room for hesitation. What once seemed impossible is now within your reach, and God is telling you to move forward with confidence. The forces that once held you back have been dismantled, and you have complete freedom to move. This is your moment to shine, to show the world the power of a chosen one who was shaped by the fire of trials and now shines with the light of victory. From this moment on, you not only live, but you prosper. Not only survive, but triumph. Chosen, your journey of suffering and pain has come to an end. God is taking you to a phase of restoration, where everything that was lost will be returned to you multiplied. The dark nights you faced were necessary so that your light could shine even brighter. Now, that light is illuminating every area of your life. Your relationships, your finances, your health, everything will be transformed by God's touch. But this transformation is not just external. The greatest miracle is happening inside you. Your heart is being renewed, your wounds are being healed, and you are ready to receive what has always been rightfully yours. As you move into this new phase, God continues to remove all the barriers that tried to hold you back. Opportunities that once seemed far away are now opening up before you. God's favor is surrounding you, and you are being placed in positions that once seemed unattainable. What you didn't know is that all this waiting time was preparing you to occupy these prominent positions. Now, it's your turn to lead, to show the world that divine justice is real, and that God honors those who are faithful. Your light can no longer be contained. She is destined to shine brightly, reaching all who need to see what it means to truly be chosen. Chosen one, what lies before you is greater than you ever imagined. God is calling you to step into your spotlight, to shine with the light He has placed in you. The people who saw you fight, who witnessed your battles, will now see your victory. They will no longer be able to ignore you, because what God is doing in your life will be undeniable. But remember, this victory is not just for you. You are chosen to be a living example of God's transforming power. His life will be a testimony that, even in the greatest adversity, there is always hope, because God is in control. Now is the time to stop doubting, to stop hiding in the shadows of your insecurities. God chose you with a clear purpose, and that purpose is unfolding before you. The voices that tried to discourage you, that made you believe you weren't enough, are being silenced. You no longer need to fight them, because they have lost their power. What remains now is for you to rise up, own your identity as the chosen one, and move forward with confidence. This is your time to prosper, to move towards the future that God has prepared for you. Every step you take from now on will be marked by divine favor. No matter what the world around you says, you know that God has already determined your success. Doors that were once closed are opening, and blessings that once seemed beyond your reach are flowing abundantly. What was once a struggle now turns into peace. With each passing day, you will see more clearly the impact of being a chosen one. Your life will be a reflection of God's grace, and you will realize that nothing you faced was in vain. It was all part of a bigger plan, and now that plan is manifesting before your eyes. The spiritual resilience you have developed over the years will become your greatest weapon. No matter what the future brings, you are prepared to face anything because God shaped you to be steadfast. Even when challenges arise, you will know that they are not obstacles, but opportunities to grow further. With each new trial, your light intensifies, and with each new victory, you get closer to your destiny. What lies before you is a life of fulfillment, of purpose, and of impact. Your journey is just beginning, and God is taking you from glory to glory. Chosen, this is your time. Get up, move forward, and take possession of everything that God has prepared for you. The time of suffering and humiliation is over. Now, it is the time for restoration, abundance, recognition. You were chosen to thrive, to lead, to shine with a light that the world cannot extinguish. And as you walk through this new phase, remember, God is with you at every step, guiding, protecting, and elevating you. The world will see what it means to truly be chosen, and you will be a beacon of hope for all those who are still waiting for their moment. This is your time, and nothing can stop you. As you walk through this new cycle, you will notice that your vision has expanded. God is opening your eyes to opportunities that previously seemed invisible. His mind, renewed by faith, can now see beyond the limitations that held him back. You will be able to see paths where others see obstacles, solutions where there were problems before. Everything that seemed impossible is becoming part of your reality because you have been called to see what others cannot. What you see with the eyes of faith is what will lead you to the realization of your biggest dreams and promises. Chosen, this is a time of harvest. The seeds you planted with tears and perseverance are beginning to bear fruit. Every step of faith you have taken, even when circumstances seem to say otherwise, is being rewarded. God has never forgotten you, and everything you sowed will be returned in abundance. The waiting seasons may have seemed long, but they were setting the stage for a greater harvest than you imagined. Now, as you see the fruits sprouting, remember that this is just the beginning. There is much more to come. Chosen, you may not realize it, but your arrival here was not by chance. God is moving everything around you, dismantling barriers and unmasking those who once limited you. The pain and battles you faced, every tear and every challenge, were shaping you for this very moment. Now divine justice is at work in your life, and what seemed lost will be restored in abundance. The time of suffering is over, and you are entering a phase of restoration, prosperity, and healing. Your scars will turn into symbols of victory, and the light you carry will be a beacon to those around you. God is placing you in prominent positions, and the impact you will make will be visible and lasting. Now is no more time for hesitation. What once held you back has been removed, and the path before you is open for you to move forward with confidence. The forces that tried to suffocate you have been defeated, and you have been prepared to thrive, lead, and impact. Everything that God promised is being fulfilled, and nothing can stop the purpose that was set for your life. You have been chosen to be light in this world, and your destiny is being fulfilled. This is your time, and God's blessings are flowing upon you. Step forward in faith, knowing that your journey is just beginning. If this video resonated with your heart, if you felt your inner flame light up stronger, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, so you don't miss any new content and continue on this incredible journey together with others. Don't forget to check the first pinned comment if you feel alone and misunderstood as a chosen one. In our ebook, find guidance to light your path and understand your unique gifts. Buy now and gain access to our exclusive Discord community where you will find support and understanding. Join us and share your experiences in a welcoming space. Plus, get access to unique and exclusive content. Share with your friends, who you know is also a chosen, and strengthen this egregore of God. Also leave your comment and share your experiences. Let us learn from each other and grow together. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who supports us for Buy Me a Coffee. Your support helps us improve our videos every day and offer the best content every day. If you want to support us too, the link is also in the first pinned comment. If you want to delve even deeper into the secrets that make you so special, be sure to check out the video indicated on the screen or our Secrets of the Chosen playlist. Each episode was created to guide you even deeper into your essence, revealing all the power and potential that dwell within you. Thank you for accompanying me here. Stay strong on your journey, stay focused and determined. Thank you, and see you in the next video.